I'm going to tell you something about these riots and this lawlessness that's taking place right now across the country, but particularly in Minnesota. It's what's getting the most headlines. And I'm going to tell you something from the perspective of someone who's been around for a while. I am officially a senior citizen. I don't feel like a senior citizen. I am a member of AARP. I will be 60 this year. So I've been around, and I can remember back around 1992, 93, 94, around there. I was in my mid to late 20s, and those were interesting times. There was a lot of talk about the kind of things that we're seeing right now, especially some viral video, some guy with all tattooed all over his face and talking about a call to arms and armed resistance and all that. So, at a glance, you could make a link, you could make a comparison to what's happening right now with what was happening around the 1990s with the Clinton administration and Janet Reno and burning the Branch Davidians down in Waco and sending a bunch of, they would call them back then, the term was jackbooted thugs, sending a bunch of jackbooted thugs up to murder Randy Weaver's family. So there was a lot of stuff like that going on. So there may be some of you that might be making a comparison and thinking that this is the same thing. This is not the same thing. In fact, when you see those people right now that are talking about taking up arms and resisting the federal officers and the federal agents, when you see them, when they make videos and you see their face and they're talking about taking up arms and some kind of an armed resistance, picture Janet Reno, picture Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton and all those players back in the 90s that were actually a real threat to the American people and our way of life. They were the threat. But what happened, and that what wasn't supposed to happen and wasn't in the script, what happened was 2016 Trump. That wasn't supposed to happen. 2016, it was supposed to be Hillary, and it was supposed to be the United States of America was supposed to be signed, sealed, and delivered. That was supposed to be it. Mission accomplished. We're done. And Christians right now, we would be in concentration camps right now, if not dead already. That's what was supposed to happen. And what we're seeing now in Minnesota, you're seeing those same people, the Janet Renos and the Obamas and the Clintons and all those deep state players, they're on the ropes now because of Trump. And now those jackbooted federal officers, now they are benevolent. They work for us. They work for the people because of Trump. It's a complete flip. So now when you see like quote unquote patriots, freedom fighters, or whatever, making an appeal for, and Obama just came out with a statement about this killing of this guy who thought that it was a good idea to go and stick his nose into law enforcement business packed. What did he think was going to happen? And his parents even warned him and told him, don't do anything stupid. So now Obama made a statement, and he's making a call to action to all the good citizens of America, that this is wrong, that this is draconian. This exactly what they're just upset because they can't do it to us now. That's the problem. And believe you me, if Hillary would have won in 2016, by now they wouldn't be very nice to Americans, especially Christian Americans, Bible believing Christian Americans. They would not be nice to us right now. In fact, we would be back in the dark ages as far as cruelty and murder, and yeah, they got off on that stuff. That's what they wanted to be doing right now. But Trump. And that's the only thing right now that's standing between us, Christians, and the lions. Trust me. So this, what you see right now in Minnesota, this isn't what was happening in the 90s and in the 2000s with all of the things that was coming. Now it's like we the people. I don't know if you can go so far as to say that we the people have the power, but we have a reprieve. We're not being threatened right now. Our president and his administration and law enforcement is benevolent, and right now the resistance, those quote unquote freedom fighters, those are the Janet Renos, and those are the Clintons, and those are the Obamas. Everything's been flipped. So just so you know, this coming from somebody that's been around for a while, and I've been through the decades, and I've tried to keep myself informed, and because for a long time, and ask anybody who's my age, who's been a Christian, who's been a patriot, an American, ask anybody my age, for a long time, we've felt like, like maybe one day we're gonna have to lay it on the line, and back in those times I had little kids, they're all adults now, but back in those days I felt more of a sense of responsibility, like, man, I have to take care of this young family of mine, with everything that's going on. But what we're seeing right now in Minnesota, this is not that. What this is a complete flip of the script, and now our actual enemies are at a disadvantage. They're the ones now that are on the ropes, and we as patriots, as Christians, we need to support our president, and support law enforcement, and support ICE, and support everything that our president is doing, because he's standing in the gap for us. He really is. All right, well, thanks for watching. God bless. See you in the next one.